Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and today's class we will do a kind of a total body class again, but leading to splits. So sit up nice and tall, take the hands together in front of the heart, take a moment to set an intention for your practice. I have a block today, and if you have one, push pause and go grab it, and if you don't, we can still work without it. So the block is going between my heels. Then I can sit back on it. If you don't have one, you can sit onto your heels, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can sit your hips right between your feet. I'm going to put the block between the heels in Virasana. So this is Virasana pose, and sitting up nice and tall. Coming into our Ujjayi breathing if you haven't already, and then take your hands behind you onto the floor. Inhale, lift your hips off the block or off the heels, and release. Inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, pull the ribs in and bring your right arm to the left knee, left hand behind, and twist. Take an inhale to lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, left hand to right knee, right arm behind, sitting tall on the inhale and twisting as you exhale, widening across the collarbones as you breathe here. Come back to center. Bring the hands again behind you. Lift your hips up. Let your head go back any amount as long as your neck feels okay with it. Breathing into the chest, into the fronts of the thighs, and then release that. And we'll move the block out of the way. And just taking the feet to the floor, come into a forward fold slowly. Then inhale, take the hands to shins. Exhale, folding in any amounts. Little bend in the knees is great as you're warming up your knees and your hamstrings. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, the hands to hips. Inhale, all the way up to center. And we'll come to the front of the mat into Samastitihi. So finding Tadasana pose at the front of the mat, make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Hands together in the front of the chest, feeling the weight evenly through the feet, pressing down into the base of the big toes, little toes, inner outer heels. Pulling the belly in, inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up, looking up, and exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Uttanasana, forward folding, hips over the heels. Inhale, come halfway up, exhale, and plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Right knee is bent over the ankle, and now straighten that leg. Take an inhale here as you exhale, folding over the straight right leg. A nice stretch in the hamstrings on the right side. Pulling the right toes back, and now rebend that knee. Knee over the ankle, pulling the right hip back, and you can rest your hands on the leg or fingertips to the floor if you can reach. Exhale again, straighten that leg, folding over the right leg, stretching out the hamstrings. Half Hanumanasana, this is half split. And then inhale, bend the knee again, knee over the ankle, draw the belly in, pull the right hip back as you lengthen up tall through all four sides of your waist, reaching up. And then exhale the hands to the mat, stepping into plank. Take the knees to the floor and lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, little baby cobra, peeling the chest up. And as you exhale, we'll make your way onto the knees, tuck the toes, and come to downward facing dog. Arms and ears are in line. And as you inhale, I'm just going to stay in down dog for a moment. That was a false start. We'll step the left foot forward, right knee down, and come into fingertips on the floor, or you can rest your hands on your leg. And now exhale, straighten out that left leg, folding over for a half split. And then rebending it, pulling the left hip back as you do. Again, fingertips to the floor or rest them up onto the leg. And then straighten that leg, folding forward. And rebending the knee. Inhale, coming into your low lunge. So pull the left hip back as you sink in. Reach up, draw the front ribs in. Try to get really long through the back of your body. Spin your triceps forward. And zip up the belly, so hip points lifting toward the lower ribs. And then taking the hands down, step the right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold over the legs. Inhale, reaching out, around and up. Stretch up tall. And exhale the hands to the heart. Samastitihi. Inhale again, sweeping the arms out, around and up. And exhale to fold in. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Lower chaturanga, shoulders no lower than elbows. And then inhale to upward dog or cobra if you prefer. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Spread out the fingers wide. Press into the base of the fingers as you lift up through your forearms. Press the weight up toward the hips and reach down toward the heels. Now walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale to fold. If your hands don't reach the floor, that's fine. Hold on to your legs. If you'd like, go a little deeper. Hold on to your legs and draw your belly towards your thighs, reaching the crown of the head toward the floor. If you can straighten out the legs, do so, and hips over heels. Now walk yourself back into downward facing dog. We'll do that a couple of times while we take our flow. Look forward, either step or float the feet up. Inhale, come halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, fold over the legs, press through the feet, rise up, inhaling, stretch all the way up. And exhale the hands, samastitihi, to the front of the mat, finding your Tadasana. Sweep the arms up again, inhale. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog or cobra and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Stretching the weight again up to the hips, reaching it down toward the heels. Try to stretch out the hamstrings as much as you can here. And walk the hands back again to the feet for another hamstring stretch. Look up on the inhale, fold on the exhale. Straighten the legs if you can. You can rest your hands on your knees if you're not going too deep, or hold on to the legs and use a little extra strength to pull yourself down. Carefully pull up on the kneecaps, firm the quadricep muscles. Make sure your legs are active. Inhale to look up, walking yourself back into down dog. And then exhale, stretch back, pull the ribs and belly in. Arms and ears are in line. Now inhale the right leg back and up, look forward, and exhale, step it up there. Spin your back heel flat, coming to warrior two. Make sure you're lined up your front heel with your back arch. Put the right knee over the right ankle, point it straight ahead. Gaze over the fingertips, back arm as high as the front arm. Now take the left arm down, reverse your warrior. Now straighten the front leg, keep reversing, reverse triangle pose. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, shift the hips back. Bring the right hand down, left arm up. Right hand can be on the shin or the floor or a block. Arms in line with each other. Reach the crown of your head forward and then turn to look up at your top arm. If it hurts your neck, then look forward or down. Inhaling, bring the hands on either side of the foot, step back to plank, moving through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra, and exhaling, downward dog. Lift the left leg on the inhale. Step it through right in the middle of the hands. Back foot flat, come to warrior two. Make sure again you're lined up heel to arch with the legs. Drop the front hip down. Press the knee open, so it's right over the middle toes. Then gaze over the fingertips. Your back inner thigh lifts up toward the ceiling. Back arm as high as the front arm as you're breathing. Now reverse, drop the right arm, side stretch, exhale here. Keep stretching to the side, straighten the front leg, inhale, take an exhale, come on up, shift the hips back, leaning forward, take the left hand down, reach through the right arm, draw the ribs and belly in, reach the crown of the head forward, and then look up toward the top arm as you breathe here. Coming to the breath again. Every time we focus on the breath, we focus on the pose, the position of the body, we can stay in the moment. So enjoy this moment. And looking down, bring the hands to the mat, stepping back, plank pose, hug the elbows in chaturanga, inhaling Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. If you would like a rest, take the knees down, take a child's pose, otherwise hanging out in downward facing dog, your choice. Now inhale the right leg up and exhale, step it up there, spinning the back heel flat again, heel to arch, warrior two. Once again, make sure the knee is over the ankle. Drop that front hip down, so lengthen the tailbone toward the floor. Reverse, bending into the front knee again straightening the leg, reverse triangle. Inhaling up, shift the hips, and exhale to come forward. Now find a block if you have it handy. We'll use it for our triangle pose. Block is on the pinky toe side of the right foot. Keep pressing into the base of the big toe of the right foot. We're going to take Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Take the left hand to the hip, look down to the floor, bend the knee, pick up the block, take it about 6 to 12 inches in front of you. Float the back leg up when you're ready. Your back leg should be in line with the hip. And then if you're steady, reach your left hand up toward the ceiling. You may be looking up toward that hand. And now take the hand to the hip again, slowly bending the front knee. We're coming back to triangle pose. So slide that block back behind the front ankle and back to triangle. Extend the arm, look up. And now take the hands down, chaturanga. Inhaling up. And exhaling back. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it right in the middle of the hands. Inhaling, warrior two, heel to arch alignment. Making sure, again, that your knee is over your ankle. Gazing over the fingertips. Sinking in, drop that left hip down, reverse. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale to come up. Straightening the leg. So we're going to take the block to the pinky toe side of the left leg as you're coming into triangle pose. Keep the weight in the base of the big toe of your left foot. Now, right hand to hip, look down at the floor, bend the knee, walk the back foot in, get steady, lift the back leg up when you're ready to. Left hand's about 6 to 12 inches in front on the pinky toe side of the left foot. Your right hip is about the same height as your right heel. And crown of the head reaches forward, maybe looking up toward the other hand, the top hand. Then, hand to hip, slowly back into triangle pose. It's a nice, steady triangle. Again, looking at the top hands, or not. Then look back to the floor, step back through a vinyasa, or you could always skip it and go right into downward facing dog, your choice. Roll the shoulder heads back, and now stretching into downward facing dog. Walk the hands again back to the feet. This time let's take the big toes with the first two fingers, lengthen on the inhale, folding forward on the exhale. Let the crown of the head reach down, let the neck be long, gazing off the tip of the nose. Inhale to lengthen. Now reach up through your right arm and twist. Your right knee can bend a little or you can straighten it out, but the twist is from the waist up. Bring the hands back down, look up halfway, and now the left arm up. You can bend the right knee, keeping again the hips level. Try to get lots of length through the spine, bring it back to center. Walk yourself into down dog once again. Stretching back, keep the hips lengthening up. Heels reaching toward the floor, gaze between the knees or the feet. Now look up, bend the knees, step or hop your feet. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale to fold. And then press through the feet, rising up on the inhale, stretch up tall. And exhale, hands to heart. Samastitihi. Now bending the knees, come into chair pose, reach up, weight into the heels. Exhale, folding in, crown of the head reaching down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, press up. And exhaling back. Right leg up on the inhale. I'm going to step it up by the right hand this time. Come on up, back foot is flat, warrior one. Try to pull your right hip back. And then exhale, back heel's off the floor, sorry. Exhale, arms to a T, lean forward, bend your left elbow, bring your palms right in toward the center of the chest for a prayer twist. You could do this with the back foot flat if you wanted to. It's just a little bit more challenging. As you inhale, get some length, releasing down. Now back foot flat. Line up heel to heel. And fold over the straight front leg. Draw the right hip back. So if you can't quite reach the floor, get your block. Put your hands on the block behind the front leg or hands on the leg. If you can reach and you want to go a little deeper, walk the hands back toward the left foot. Keep pulling your right hip back as you do. Press into the base of the big toe of your right foot and lengthen through the spine. Crown of the head reaching toward the floor. Then come halfway up on your inhale. Grab your block if you have it. Put it on the pinky toe side of the foot as high up as you like. We're going to keep the left hand on the block. Pull the right hip back, right hand to low back. Start to twist. And then reaching up through the top arm for a twisted triangle. As you take your inhale, see if you can get more length through your spine. As you take your exhale, pull the right hip back. Scissor the inner thighs like you're holding a block between them. Get another breath here. Remember, twisting from the waist up. Now, hands to the floor. We're going to lift the left leg up, but lift it from the inner thigh. If it's hard to reach, put your hands on your block. If you want to go deeper, walk the hands toward your right foot, maybe holding on there, but continue to lift the left leg from the inner thigh as best you can. You want level hips here. Then we'll step the feet together. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, press up, dog or cobra. And exhale, coming to down dog. Here we go, left leg up, inhale. Step it up by the left foot. Stand the ball of your back foot, or you can spin it flat. Inhale, coming up. And from here, make sure that knee is over the ankle. Then arms to a T, turning toward the left, opening up, and then bend your left elbow, lean forward, take it across, and twist. Keep pulling the left hip back. Again, you're twisting from the waist up. Press palms right in toward the center of the chest. Inhales to create length. Now, releasing, walk your back foot in about half a foot, take it flat. Heel to heel alignment, lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. If you can't reach the floor, use a block or hold on to your leg. If you're bendier, walk your hands back towards your right foot. But again, keep the length extending. So belly toward thigh. Pull the left hip back. Hips are level. Again, squeeze that imaginary block between the inner thighs. Inhale to look up. Now, make sure you're heel to heel. Take a block, pinky toe side of the left foot, or big toe side if that's too difficult. You're going to keep your right hand on the block, left hand to low back. Start to twist, turn your belly, ribs, chest, and reach up through the left arm to twist. Make sure the hips are level. You can check with your left hand, making sure. And again, every inhale, can you get a little length? Every exhale, twisting from the waist up. Pavarita Trikonasana. Spin the inner thighs back, holding an imaginary block. Then bend the front knee, lift the right leg up, lifting from the inner thigh, hands on the floor or on the block, or walk your hands back towards your left foot, holding the left leg with one or both hands. Keep lifting the right leg up, standing split, lifted from the inner thigh. Try to drop the outer right hip down. Now step feet together. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. And exhaling, downward dog. Right leg up on the inhale. Step it through, low lunge, left knee to the floor. Now we'll straighten that right leg and fold over it. You can stay right here, or you can start to slide out toward a split. Pull the right hip back. Now, if you're not all the way down on the floor, I'm not today, take that block underneath your front thigh and pull the right hip back. Now push your hands onto the floor. Make sure the right hip's pulling back. Reach through the left toes. Make sure those are straight back behind you. As you push onto the floor, make some resistance. So you're reaching through those back toes and stretching them back maybe a little bit more. Then perhaps if you've got a block there, you can move it out of the way for a couple of breaths. But keep the hips level. There's a tendency to open up the hips so that you can get down really low, but that's not the proper alignment. So we want the hips as level as you can. See, that's not correct. We don't want to open up the hips. We want to try and keep them level. And then make your way back into plank, chaturanga, inhaling to upward dog, and exhaling into downward facing dog. Step the left foot through, straightening the leg, draw the left hip back, and then either stay there or extend the leg forward, pulling the left hip back. So if you're not all the way to the floor, try block under the front thigh, or if you've got two blocks, you can put them on either side of your legs, your front leg. And then walking the hands slightly forward, start to press into the floor. As you press into the floor, pull or push through the right leg back. Make sure all 5 toenails are pressed into the floor on the back leg, the back foot. And then continue to pull the left hip back. This will help make a little resistance to go in deeper and keep the muscles engaged. So make sure that your hamstrings as well as your quadricep muscles are engaged, especially on the left leg. Then keep pulling the left hip back. So remember, we want level hips as best we can. We don't want to open up into opening the legs. I have some friends here today walking by, so saying waving hi, and then of course the boys are around playing. And we'll tuck the back toes, make our way into downward facing dog coming out of it. So our splits. Now inhale plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the tailbone reaching toward the heels. Inhale, lift into Shalabhasana. Lift the legs from the inner thighs, lift the shoulder heads, chest forward. Keep the back of the neck long. Either stay or reach for the pinky toe sides of your feet. Inhale to lift up into Dhanurasana. Inner thighs still lifting. Press the feet back any amounts. And we'll release and rest. And then once again, Dhanurasana if you like, or you can stick with the other pose, Locust, Shalabhasana. So take the feet from the pinky toe sides if you're going to grab them. Lift up, maybe feet together or hips width if you can. Lifting the feet up and pressing them back, but lift the hip points up toward the lower ribs, outer hips pinning in, and release and rest. And then hands by ribs, elbows up, inhaling to upward facing dog, and then exhaling back into down dog. Stretching all the way back here. Taking a moment to come back to your intention. And then knees down, child's pose, still revisiting, honoring your intention. Make your way up onto the knees again. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And then look forward, bend the knees, step or hop through and sit. So we're going to sit for a moment here in Dandasana, extending the legs out, pull the toes back, sitting tall then. Bend the right knee in, take the right hand behind you, left arm up on an inhale, and take it across, twist on the exhale. As you inhale, sit up tall and lengthen. As you exhale, roll the right shoulder back and twist. And then back to center. So you're going to cross the right knee over the left and then bend the left knee underneath the right knee. Try to line up knee on top of knee if you can. Sitting tall, left arm up, inhale. Take the left hand toward the upper back. Bring the right arm out and around behind you. Clasping hands if possible, or hold your shirt. Then either stay where you are or exhale forward. If you exhale forward, keep rolling the right shoulder up toward the ceiling, widening across the collarbones. Keep the left elbow pointed straight ahead. Then inhale to come up. And we'll release it. Now extend the right leg out, bend to the left knee, left hand behind the back, right arm up on the inhale, getting tall. And then exhale and take it across and twist. As you inhale, sit up tall, lengthening. As you exhale, rolling the left shoulder back to twist. And just another breath here. Now head to center. I'm going to cross the left knee over the right and then bend the right knee back. So you're crossing knee on top of knee for Gomukhasana legs. Then right arm up, bend the elbow, left arm out to the side and behind you, clasping hands or hold your shirt. Pull the ribs and belly in. Roll the left shoulder back. Either stay or folding forward for a little more intensity in the hips, but keep lifting through and widening across the collarbones. So lift your left shoulder head up. Reach your right elbow forward and spinning the outer right tricep down toward the floor. And then come on up on your inhale. And we'll come to seated, crossing at the shins. If you have something to sit up on, a little pillow or something, you can sit up. We're just going to do a little bit of breathing here, just noticing the breath moving in and out through the nose. So close your eyes, sitting tall, breathing through the nose if you can. If you've got to breathe through your mouth, that's okay too. But we'll do a little breathing together. So just starting with a couple of rounds of Ujjayi. And now breathing in, breathing out. Inhale a little longer. Now hold at the top of your inhale for a moment. Drop your chin down. And then release it. Exhale completely. And then again, inhale. Little longer breath. At the top, hold it. Drop the chin down. Lift the belly. Lift all the pelvic floor muscles. And release it. Exhale all the way out till you're empty. And again, inhale, sitting up tall. Pull in a nice long breath. Draw the belly and chin slightly down once you're holding. And exhale to release it all the way out. And once again, breathing in, long breath. Hold the breath in once you get full. And release it, exhale. Inhaling. So you're welcome to stay seated if you'd like to stay seated for your Shavasana and seated meditation instead, or lying down, getting comfortable in Shavasana. Let your feet flop open, arms by your sides, your palms facing up. Let everything relax in your body. So our quote today is from a book called 10% Happier by Dan Harris, one of my new favorites. And he's having a conversation with Eckhart Tolle, and here is the quote. Make the present moment your friend rather than your enemy, because many people live habitually as if the present moment were an obstacle that they need to overcome in order to get to the next moment. And imagine living your whole life like that, where always this moment is never quite right, not good enough because you need to get to the next one. That is continuous stress. So our practice helps us to stay in the present moment, not worrying about the next one, so we can avoid some of that stress. And now rest a moment. Please take a longer breath and start to make some movements to reawaken your body. Stretch through your arms and your legs, your hands and your feet. And then bend your knees and roll yourself to the right, pausing a moment just to honor the intention that you set. And pressing yourself up to seated. Hands together, an Anjali Mudra of reverence. Hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Let's bring our hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And the hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication. Sending out this wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you liked our class, please push the like button and share it with your friends and leave me a comment. And please visit fightmasteryoga.com and join our mailing list. We will be starting to send out some emails here and there. And if you can afford a donation of any amount, there is a link below or on the website. And this helps us to continue to bring free yoga to as many people as we possibly can. And we get a lot of messages from people who can't afford yoga, so you're helping them so much. Thank you. Bye.